My name is Cynthia Eller. I'm a professor of women and religion at Montclair State University. I want to tell you about the brouhaha surrounding a delicious new beer, Witches Wit.
Witches Wit is a seasonal ale brewed by the Lost Abbey Brewery in San Marcos, California. I know that Witches Wit is delicious because my father, who lives in San Marcos, went to the Lost Abbey tasting room and tried some. He loved it. If it's good enough for Dad, it's good enough for me. The Lost Abbey Brewery says it makes inspired beer for sinners and saints alike. It has lots of nifty labels with religious themes like Judgment Day, Ten Commandments, and Serpent Stout. However, there's a big problem with Witches Wit. This is a woman being burned at the stake. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see this picture, it freaks me out. I can feel the flames licking around my ankles. This woman could have been my great-great-great-great-grandmother, if she lived long enough to reproduce. This picture doesn't make me thirsty for a cold pint. This label has made a lot of people very mad, especially witches and women. Today, people who call themselves witches are interested in healing and doing rituals and celebrating nature in the seasons. They worship many gods and goddesses. They are not interested in fornicating with the devil. Back in the 16th and 17th centuries in Europe, this is what witches were thought to do: fornicate with the devil. They also liked to roast babies. They went to the woods at night and kissed Satan's bum and made a pact with him, and then did horrid things to their neighbors with the power the devil gave them. They caused miscarriages and impotence and all sorts of other mischief. So were there really witches in Europe doing these scary things? Of course not. Lots of people confessed to doing these things, but that's because they were being tortured. They knew what witches did because the Christian Church, both Catholic and Protestant, told them. So when they got tired of being tortured, and I imagine it could get old really quick, they told the witch-finders what they wanted to hear. After that, they were hung or burned alive, and that was that. Probably 100,000 people were killed as witches in Europe. Most of them were women. Men could consort with the devil too, but except for a few areas in Europe, it was women who were thought to be most susceptible to the devil's charms. People have tried to say that the victims of the witch persecutions were folk healers, nurses or midwives, or practitioners of friendly, pre-Christian folk religions. But really, to be persecuted for witchcraft, you just had to be alive and be accused. And it really helped things along if you were a woman. We in the university world call this misogyny, the hatred of women. When you put a picture of this on a beer bottle, you're perpetuating misogyny. Of course, the Lost Abbey Brewery could have shown a man being hung or burned alive for witchcraft, but they didn't. The quintessential witch, back then, and in popular imagination still today, was a woman. The good news is that Vince of Lost Abbey Brewery emailed me to say that they didn't realize that their label would cause such offense, that they see that it was a mistake, and that they'd like to come up with a great new image for their Witches Wit label. Vicki Noble, goddess scholar and feminist healer, has agreed to help with the contest, and ideas are pouring in. It looks like this story will have a happy ending. In the meantime, remember, misogyny? Bad. A light-bodied wheat ale with notes of grapefruit zest, orange peel, and coriander? Good. Knowing your history and vowing not to repeat it? Very, very, very good.